सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। हरिः ओम् श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्. In Bhagavad Gita, in chapter 7, we have completed up to 23rd sloka. We have to start 24th sloka now. Bhagavan has categorized bhakti into two types: Sakama bhakti, Nishkama bhakti. In Sakama bhakti, you have the sadhyam in the world. The mundane things are sadhyam. And Bhagavan is sadhana. Bhagavan is means. The mundane things are the ends. So from Sakama Bhakti, he wants everyone to graduate to Nishkama Bhakti. In Nishkama Bhakti, there is no sadhyam, there is no sadhana. Because whatever is sought is the seeker. The seeker is the sadhyam. Sadhyam is not a thing to be achieved, it is already a siddha vastu. Moksham is a siddha vastu. So only thing is one has to realize, one has to understand, one has to know the swarupam and stay in that nishtha. That is the essence. So to get this, Paramatma is slowly moving from Sakama Bhakti to Nishkama Bhakti. First he explained that whoever the bhaktas worship, it may be the local deity or it may be a grama devata, whoever it is, he may choose any Ishta devata and perform Sakama Bhakti. Then the wish will be fulfilled. The local devata will get the power to fulfill the desires of the bhaktas only through Nirguna Ishvara. In Sakama Bhakti we pray Apara Prakruti, whereas in Nishkama Bhakti we pray Para Prakruti. Para Prakruti has no gunas. Nirgunam, Nirakaram, Avyaktam, Nityam, Suddham, Sasvatam, like this. So, he stated that like Akasat Patitam Toyam Yada Gacchati Sagaram Sarvadeva Namaskaraha Kesavam Pratigacchati. So, a drop falling from Akasa onto river ultimately reaches Sagaram, traveling so many miles. In the same way, all the local deities, all the Sakara Ishvara Rupas, all the Apara Prakruti Devatas, they get power from Para Prakruti. Then he mentioned about the limitation of the Sakama Bhakti. Sakama Bhakti is always having the time limitation, it has got the Vastu limitation, it has got the space limitation. Desa Kala Vastu Parichinnam. Antavat, he said, because you are praying a God who is having limitation, your results also will be limited. You don't get Anantam. So to get Anantam Brahma, you have to switch over to Nishkama Bhakti and go to Para Prakruti. This is what the idea Paramatma wants to drive home. In this direction, Paramatma is continuing. Sloka number 24. Avyaktam vyaktimapannam manyante mama buddhayaha Param bhavamajananto mam avyayam anuttamam. Mama paramam avyayam avyaktam anuttamam bhavam ajanantaha abuddhayaha mam vyaktim apannam manyante. So, my ultimate and permanent parama bhavam, these unintelligent people do not know my real swarupa, my ultimate and superior swarupam, which is sasvatam and which is avyaktam and paramam. My real swarupa is not available for indriyas, nor it is available for mind. So, the Satchidananda Paramatma is not visible, is not available for experience. But these people think that I am available for experience. They think that I am available locally like any other person. So this is what their illusion is. So here Paramatma is talking vividly about two different kinds of bhaktas. The first category is one who understands Bhagavan. One who understands Bhagavan means one who understands the real nature of Bhagavan. Real nature of Bhagavan is Nirgunam. He is not having any attributes. So he is Satchidananda Paramatma. So such a real Paramatma, they do not know. The second category, they do not know the real Paramatma. They only think of the avatars which come and go. They only think the local deities are ultimate. So they rely upon the apara prakriti. They are more fascinated by the apara prakriti, and they are not bothered to look at the real swarupa, which is para prakriti. So the paramarthika swarupam is the superior one. So that they want to ignore deliberately. So they are only into achetana jadatattvam, the vyavaharika swarupam, which is apara prakriti. They want to cling on to the apara prakriti. So Bhagavan is saying these people are unintelligent people. Those who do not want to know the superior swarupa, the real swarupa of Ishvara. They want to always see Bhagavan in a human form and give all limitations which a human being will have to Bhagavan. So they do all kinds of upacharas, thinking that he is a person like any other human being. So they don't want to entertain any other thought. So Paramatma is clearly saying here, such people are unintelligent because such human forms have come and gone. Like we have got Krishna Janmashtami. Now very closely we are getting that. We are getting Janmashtami very closely. And after Krishna Janmashtami, there is a Niryanam also, Krishna Niryanam. If you go to Gujarat, there is a place where they show here it happened. So these avatars will have arrivals and departures. They are not ultimate swarupa. We are not belittling the Vyavahara Swarupa or the Apara Prakriti. Apara Prakriti is required. The Paramatma's idea is don't stay there. You enjoy it to some extent and then try to escalate, try to move further. Aage bado. So that is the idea. So if Bhagavan appears, then naturally he has to disappear. this is the state of Aparaprakriti. This is what Gopika Gitam explains. They enjoy his presence, they dance and they spend so merrily, and when Bhagavan leaves them, they all cry with lot of pain. So this kind of coming and going is not the ultimate Paramarthika Swarupam of God. So on the contrary, those intelligent people, they always rely on Paraprakriti, that is the Chaitanya Tattvam, which is the superior Swarupam. This Chaitanya Tattvam has no arrival and departure because Chaitanyam is Sarva Vyapakam. So it is always there. So it is there every moment. So you all feel that Chaitanyam is there every moment. Whatever you experience is because of the Chaitanya. Because it is Swayam Prakasham. It is self-evident self. So Nitya Prakasaka Rupam, Anavrutta Chaitanya Rupam. So any object is covered by Chaitanya. So how can you say the object is covered by Chaitanya? Because you know that object is there. If you say the object is there, means that Sat is there. So either in Sat or Chit, the Chaitanya Tattvam is always available. So for intelligent people, Bhagavan is here and now. Bhagavan is not to be sought after. He is here and now. If you understand, Bhagavan is everywhere. So, Bhagavan is also within me as a Chaitanya Tattvam. So, these people, they don't talk about the arrivals and departures. They are not worried about Ayaram, Gayaram. So, Abuddhayaha. So, those people who are unintelligent, Manyante. Manyante means they mistake. They have a misconception. What is that misconception? Avyaktam Vyaktimapannam. Avyaktam Vyaktimapannam means Bhagavan is not manifested now. Then he will manifest if you do tapas. Then after doing tapas, he will come in front of them in the human form. Then they will say Vyaktimapannam. He is again Pratyaksham. So in Purana stories, we see these kind of things. Many bhaktas, they do tapas, a severe tapas, and Bhagavan appears before them and questions them, what is your wish? Then they will express, this is my, wish. So Bhagavan said, tadastu, and disappears. So they want such a rupam. So they do not know the real swarupam of God. Ajanantaha, they do not know. Parambhavam. So Bhagavan's Paraprakriti, they are not aware. Namarupas and these akaras, arrivals and departures, are Bhagavan's Paraprakriti. These people, they do not understand. It is not having any nama, it is not having any rupam, it doesn't have any attributes. It doesn't take birth nor it takes death. So, this Paraprakriti is the Chaitanya Surupam, Sarva Vyapakam, Sarva Prakashakam. So, if I am able to hear the other person's voice, that means it is all because of Chaitanya. Similarly, if other person is able to talk, that is all because of Chaitanya. If there is a silence, and if I am able to cognize the silence, that is all because of Chaitanya. So, this Paraprakriti is Satyam Jnanam Anantam. So, such a great Swarupam these people are not aware of. It is Avyayam, without any change. So, these people think that the Apara Prakriti is ultimate. They don't want to pay heed to any other form. So, Para Prakriti, which is having changes, so that is the ultimate Swarupam of God. That's what these unintelligent people think. So, Anuttamam, Apara Prakriti belongs to a lower state, whereas Para Prakriti is of higher state. So, Naham Prakasa Sarvasya Yogamaya Samavrutaha Budoyam Nabhijanati Loko Mam Ajamavyayam. Yogamaya, by this Yogamaya, Samavruttaha, by this being covered by Yogamaya, Aham Sarvasya Prakasaha Na. So I am not available for them. Yogamaya Samavruttaha. Aham Sarvasya Prakasaha Na. Ayam Mudaha Lokaha Ajam Avyayam Mam Na Abhijanati. By my very Yogamaya, these people are covered. So, these people, they do not know my real nature. So, I cannot be seen by them. And these Ajnanis, they do not realize I am birthless and I am eternal. So, slowly, in a stepwise manner, Paramatma is, educating all of us regarding the stages of bhakti. So, he said there are two kinds of bhakti, Sakama bhakti and Nishkama bhakti. Sakama bhakta, he will grow in a mundane plane. So, in the mundane affairs, he can fulfill all his desires. But spiritual growth will not be there. Therefore, one has to necessarily come from Sakama Bhakti to Nishkama Bhakti. Bhagavan also mentioned that there are two Swarupas. One is called Apara Prakriti, the other one is called Para Prakriti. So, Sakama Bhakta must understand the Para Prakriti is the superior one. So, he has to shift from Apara Prakriti to Para Prakriti. Apara Prakriti is Apurnam, Para Prakriti is Sarva Vyapaka Chaitanyam. Sarva Vyapaka Chaitanyam is the ultimate Swarupam. Where is this Para Prakriti, if you ask? Bhagavan only answered in the 5th sloka in the same chapter, Jiva Bhutam Mahabaho Yayedam Dharyate Jagat. He said that by my very Para Prakriti, the body, mind, sense complex is working. Without my Para Prakriti, there is no Jagat at all. So I only lend my existence to the world. So Para Prakriti is superior because the entire Jagat depends on Para Prakriti. Because Para Prakriti is lending its existence to Apara Prakriti. Therefore, these bhaktas who are sakama bhaktas, they never understand this. They think that the others are doing something wrong. It's a blasphemy to think that Bhagavan is not having a human form. Bhagavan is having definitely a human form, and that is the only form, ultimate form. That's what they confine to. But here in Gita, Bhagavan himself is telling clearly, in a very clear terms, he is telling that my Swarupa, real Swarupa is Avyaktam. A Bhakta says, I want to dance like Gopikas. I want to do Garbha, dance with Krishna Paramatma. Then if you ask, don't you want moksha? Moksha will say afterwards. First I want to dance. So this kind of, feeling will be there in case of Sakama Bhakta. Yogamaya Samavruttaha. So this Maya is Trigunatmakam. It is having Satvika Gunam, Rajasa Gunam and Tamasa Gunam. So with these three gunas, it will cover this entire world with delusion. So people do not know my higher state. They think that they are in the correct path. So because of this delusion, their intellect will not work properly. So Tribir Guna Mayair Bhavai Yevi Sarvam Idan Jagat Mohitam Nabijanati Mamebhya Param Avyayam. Because of my Maya, which is Trigunatmakam, this is all happening. Maya covers the entire world and will not allow these people to look at my real Swarupa, because the mundane world is so varied and beautiful and luring and all that. So they think that this is ultimate. So aham sarvasya prakasaha na. So because they are so much outward, they want to enjoy things in this mundane world. So my real Chaitanya Swarupam is not visible to them. So it is like this. Swamiji says, you have copious water right in your house. Only thing is you do not know. You require a diviner to detect that water under your soil. Like that, you require a guru to shake you off from this delusion. So, ayam lokaha modaha. This, people, this entire world is totally deluded by Maya. Na abhijanati. Na abhijanati means they do not want to know that they have the Chaitanyam in them, and because of that Chaitanyam only they are functioning. That Chaitanyam itself is the very Swarupa, my real Swarupa. So they always think that the Anandam, Shanti and Bhadrata, peace, happiness and security, they are outside. But Guru is ready to tell you that you are the very Swarup of happiness, peace and security. But they are not ready to take. So this is the state. That's why the Upanishads especially call them Vimudaha. That means they are the most profound Mudas. So they are always running after the worldly things, and this running is unending, never ending, ajam avyayam. So I am not having any birth nor any end. So this they do not know. They think that I have a date of birth and I also exit. So that is the pity. 26th sloka will see. Vedaham samatitani vartamanani cha Arjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kaschana. Hey Arjuna, aham samatitani vartamanani cha bhavishyani cha bhutani veda kaschana tu mam na veda. So, because the Maya is under my control, I keep Maya under my control. So, I am able to gaze the future, past and present. Whereas, these people who are totally under the control of Maya, they do not know the reality of the life. They think that the Vyavahara world is the ultimate, so they run around for happiness in this world. So this concept is explained by Swami Chinmayananda in a very beautiful way. So what Chinmayananda says, so it is like this, if I keep a book in front of my face, I cannot see you, nor you can see me. So similarly, Maya is standing before these jivas, and it is not allowing these jivas to see the real Swarupa of God. Because just like this book is in front of me, so much so I am not able to see you, and you are also not able to see me, particularly my face. So in the same way, Maya is also standing before Jiva and Bhagavan. Now the same difficulty will be there on both the sides, isn't it? Jiva cannot see Bhagavan, nor Bhagavan can see Jiva. But this rule will not apply for God. This rule is only for human beings, for jivas. So to explain this, Chinmayanandaji gives a beautiful example. One person was walking on the road along with a small child, his own child. So on the other side of the road, a police person is taking another person with handcuffs. So this boy was curious. He asked, Daddy, what is that boy? Why is he being escorted by police? Why police is there? So father explained that he's a thief. So police is taking him to jail. Then after a little while, they were moving in the same direction. They found two policemen. They were bringing another thief with cuffs and moving forward. So this time the son asked, why two people here? Why two policemen? Then father said, he is a big thief. They don't want him to run away. So the child formed an idea. More number of people, bigger the thief he is. Soon, the country's president is moving that side. So, along with him, a big battalion of police and army people are, they are following him. So he said, Daddy, Daddy, the biggest thief there. Then father said, No, 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 he is not the biggest thief. For him, it is an honor. So in the earlier case, the police are controlling the thief, whereas in case of president, the president is controlling the police. Police is controlling the thief. Thief is under the control of police, whereas the policemen are under the control of the president. So that is the difference. So here in the same way, the Maya controls jivas. That is why Maya is acting like a wheel. It is acting like a shield and not allowing people to see the real nature. Whereas for Bhagavan, he is having total control on Maya. And he can see Bhutakalam, Bhavishyat Kalam and Vartaman Kalam. All three columns he can understand. Aham Veda, Bhutani Veda, Samatitani Vartamanani Bhavishyani Cha. So I know all the three kalas. Bhuta Bhavishyat Vartamana kalas. Kaschina Mam Naveda. But only thing is, these people, they do not know me. Why they do not know me? Because of the Maya. Because they are totally covered by Maya. So, this is what the Sakama Bhakti will not allow you to, move beyond that. So somehow you have to have inclination towards the Jnanam and try to understand the limitations of Sakama Bhakti and grow further and move to Nishkama Bhakti. Narada Mahamuni went to Krishna Paramatma. Krishna Paramatma invited him with all honor and made him seated and questioned, Maharshi, I am very happy to see you. What can I do for you? Then Maharshi said, see, move in all lokas and gained knowledge. But these rishis, they often talk about Maya, and this Maya I am unable to understand. So Paramatma, kindly explain me what is called Maya. So Krishna Paramatma said it is not easy to explain what is Maya, but you can experience what is Maya. So he said like this, and he said, come with me. So they went outside the country. They were walking towards the nearby village. As they were walking, Paramatma felt thirsty. He said, hey Narada, I feel so much exhausted. I need to drink water. I am feeling so thirsty. Kindly quench me water. So it's a great opportunity for Narada. Narada said, Mahat Bhagyam. So I will definitely fetch water. You stay here, Paramatma. So Paramatma stayed there. Narada went towards the village further. As he walked towards the village, he found a big well, a sweet water well, where the people are, drawing sweet water. So he went there for want of water. So as he reached there, he also felt thirsty. Because long distance, both of them walked together. So he also felt thirsty. So first he wanted to quench his thirst. So he asked the lady who is drawing water. A young lady was there. She is drawing water all alone. So Narada Mahamuni requested the lady to give him some water for drinking. Then the lady obliged. Surely, Maharaj. So she has drawn some water from the well and then poured into the hands of Narada. Narada bowed and started drinking. As he was drinking, he just lifted the face and gazed at the lady. The lady's face was so amazing. She is the most beautiful lady in the world he has ever seen. So Mahamuni got lured by her beauty. He said, "Oh, beautiful lady, will you marry me?" Then the lady felt a bit shy and said, "Mahatma, I am the only daughter to my father. He takes care of me. He is so lovable to me. I love him so much. I don't disobey him. So if you want to marry me, you have to seek the permission of my father." So Narada said, "Okay, I will get the permission from your father." Both of them went into the village. Her father happened to be the village head, having lot of crops and lot of status and lot of people around and all that. When Narada approached the father of this girl, he said, "I want to marry your daughter." He looked at Narada and felt that he is a decent person, befitting the daughter's hand. So he said, "I have no objection. You can marry my daughter. Only one condition. She is the only daughter I have, and you have to stay with me and take care of my old age and take care of my property, and don't go away and give me trouble in my old age." So Narada agreed for this condition and got married to that beautiful lady. So ever since they were so happily living, and they had children, and by the truthful nature of Narada, his crops were growing in leaps and bounds, and his property multiplied. So in no time, he has become the richest person in the entire country. Meanwhile, the old man died, and Narada started enjoying the status, the people, the prosperity, the beauty of the family life, and the children playing around. All these things he is enjoying thoroughly. One day, the rain started so heavily, it poured cats and dogs. So it washed away villages, and finally the village of Narada also got merged into water. All his crop got merged into water. All the houses in the village were marooned. People were stranded. Some died. And the water started gushing into the house of Narada. So they took ladders and climbed the roof of the house. Narada, his wife, and his kids. Because the roof was so slanty, the kids slipped into water. So wife felt so bad and she wanted to save them. In the process of saving the children, she also got dropped into water and died. In no time, Narada lost the entire property, crops, wife, children, everybody. So he felt so bad. He was weeping for the loss of his beloved. So at that time, he heard a feeble voice, Narada, I am thirsty, please quench me water. Narada, I am thirsty, please quench me water. Like that. Then suddenly he woke up and remembered Paramatma's voice. Oh my God. Then he opened the eyes and Paramatma is right in front of him. Then he pleaded, Hey Paramatma, what happened to my wife? What happened to my children? Then Paramatma blessed him. He came to consciousness and realized that it is all Maya. So Maya is such a strong thing, you cannot get away from this. So Maya can lure jivas because people are under control of Maya. Whereas Bhagavan controls Maya. Maya cannot do anything to Bhagavan. So 27th sloka will see. Ichha dvesha samuthena dvandva mohena bharata sarva bhutani sammoham sarge yanti parantapaha. He parantapaha, Bharata, he scorcher of enemies. Bharata means a one who is in the Bharata clan, a very important person in the Bharata clan. Sarva bhutani ichha dvesha samuttena. Sarva bhutani ichha dvesha samuttena. Dvandva mohena sarge sammoham yanti. So, in this Jagat, because of Ragam and Dvesham, you get Sukham and Dukkham, is Dvandvas. And these Dvandvas will influence Jiva. And because of the influence of these Dvandvas, you get deluded. So all these Jivarasis are totally deluded and they lose the intellectual power to know my real Swarupam. Because of this Dvandva Moham, because of the moha of Sukham and Dukkham, Jivi is losing the opportunity to taste the ultimate happiness, ultimate peace, ultimate security. Sarva bhutani sammoham sarge yanti. So, in Jagat, though these Jivarasi are taking birth, as soon as these Jivarasi take birth, they fall into the delusion, the trap of delusion. So Sarge means at the very state of birth itself. So they do not know that Shanti, Bhadrata and Anandam, that is very much within them. We always say that Balastavatu Krida Asaktaha, Tarunastavatu Tarni Saktaha, Ruddhastavatu Chinta Saktaha, Parame Brahmani Kopina Saktaha. So the entire life they spend away, whiling away the time without looking for the Swarupa, without questioning the ultimate Anandam. Somewhere they read that for 99 rupees you get the world tour. They get into the trap. But there are very minute letters which say throughout your life you have to pay 1,000 rupees. Ichha dvesha samuthena. So by dvandvas they fall into delusion. Dvandva means it's a blend of two things. So the world is divided into two things. These things will give me happiness. These things will give me unhappiness. So they have ragam towards certain things, dvesham towards certain things. So this ishtam and dvesham, they really take the lead. They rule the rooster. So they will only guide our life. Whatever we like, we want to get it. Whatever we hate, we want to get out of it. So the entire life is like this, pravrutti, nivrutti. So you want to get things you like, you want to, avoid things you don't like. So this is the journey. But Vedantam says, in the world, nothing is ananda hetu, nothing is a dukkha hetu. In this world, no object is capable of creating you anandam, no object is capable of creating dukkham in you. Challenging. So, this dukkha hetu, the world is dukkha hetu, is ignorance. Ignorance of what? Atma Jnana. The world is dukkha hetu. This idea is because of Atma Jnana. Because I think that the world is the abode for Anandam. So because of this wrong concept, I keep changing my friends, I keep changing my, dresses, I keep changing my hairstyle, changing my cars. Like that, people think that I get Anandam by doing this. If you really get Anandam by doing that, you will stop at one stage, but you are not doing that. Because there is no end to it. So therefore, all these people are into sammoham, totally into delusion. So this is the state of affairs of the human beings. So to get out of this, they should know my real Swarupa. On the contrary, those who are intelligent people, they understand my real nature. They understand my para-prakriti. And they resort to para-prakriti. They study the Swarupam, the real nature of God, and understand that is the very nature of their own self. So once they know that, they need not run around. So they understand they are the very source of Anandam, they are the very source of Shanti, and they are the very source of Bhadrata. Once they discover this, they need not run around. They are happy within themselves. So this is the state. So Bhagavan continues in the same mode, and he is about to conclude in 3 more slokas, which we will do it in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudatyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.